This presentation is made possible by these amazing individuals and organizations, whether it was through Patreon, Super Chats, Super Stickers, or by watching, liking, and commenting. I really appreciate each and every one of you. Hi guys! Of course, I was dancing to the music. Welcome to the show. I am Retro Nerd Girl, and I am broadcasting live from the International Science Fiction Space Station. And I have such a good, juicy topic for us to cover today, and that is best family animated movies. Now, the reason why I picked this topic is because I love animated movies and I love animation in general. But movies, they tend to put you into a different world for a few minutes and then dump you back into the real world. But the thing about animated movies is that they're really a lot of fun and everybody can enjoy them. Kids can enjoy them, the older generation can enjoy them, and everyone in between, between 99 to 9, or to 0, right? So it's like Christmas. So I wanted to cover this topic because there's so many favorites of mine in here. Things that some I grew up with, and some of them I didn't grow up with, but I watched and absolutely adored, even as an adult. So I wanted to go through all of those with you, and I hope that this is a topic that you'll like as well. Uh, Before we get into now, I do have a list that I have going, and I didn't want to. I usually have a slideshow, and so the slideshow, there's actually a lot more than I thought, that were on this list. I thought, I was like, okay, we're talking about like maybe 20 movies, and then it's like really a lot, and so always biting off more than I can chew, but still super, super jazzed about this, and I hope you guys can give me, as many interesting movies I've never heard of before, because that's what ends up happening during these kind of retro discussions. There are movies I've never seen before that you guys tell me about. All right, so let's get to the comments. Oh, by the way, can you guys hear me okay? Yes, Keith E says that you can hear me well. So great. I should have checked on that first, but that's awesome. And the first comment up is from Volcano. It says, hello guys, painting stuff again. Space Marine Scouts to be precise. Awesome, awesome. Warhammer stuff. Love it, love it, love it. I want to see pictures. Uh is this your if you're still here, is this your channel I can go directly to and find your what you have covered uh on your different projects that you're working on? Let me know, or let us know in the chat, because I would love to see some of it. And Keith E says, Hoover, Keith E is here for crying out loud. Hello, I love to see you. And you're just amazing. Love you, love you, love you. And while you're here, Keith E is one of the best moderators. Absolutely incredible work that he does every week on my behalf. So, I did wanna play this for him, because you asked it the last time, and, I used to play it a lot more, and haven't been playing it lately, so I should play it more often. Thank you. Oh man, that's just fun. That's just a fun one. Thank you so much, Keith. And he also says, I was an Explorer Scout. We never had anything so exciting as that. And he's talking about the painting those Marines. And let me just also read what he says. Hooper was just out in the lobby. He says that he says that they are not knocking down the doors in yet here today. Well, that's okay. We can have fun. We can still have fun together. And let's see. Brogu is here. Hello, Brogu. How are you? Gosh, thank you for being here. You have become like one of the staples that I really absolutely love seeing in the chat. Thank you for being here and just being you. And Unicorn Rampant Studio is here. Good to see you. I'm so glad you were able to make it. And I hope your day is not too busy. Not too busy. You're always very busy. And DJ Hellhammer says, hello, Retro. Hello, chat. Happy Friday, y'all. At first, I thought my TV was on the wrong channel and I was still playing Starfield. Salute, everyone. Whoa. Well, so good to see you again. I saw you last night, DJ Hellhammer, in that wonderful live stream that I enjoyed so much with the death metal from Joe Abba's channel. I love that stuff. It was really good, and I learned something too. And Volcano says animated movies. So singing animals, ooh, not always, but sometimes. Sometimes. Wade Capone is here. Yes, I saw you in that live stream as well. Gives me the big thumbs up. Thank you. And Toru Akawa Oki Oiki Okawa Oikawa Oikawa. Okay, my neighbor Totoro or Owl's Moving Castle. House Moving Castle. Okay, so Toru or Turu, right? Um, that in the my neighbor is not on. My neighbor is on my list, but Howl's is not. So I am going to add that to my list. Now, to let you guys know, I'm just only going to cover the years from 1970 to the year to the early aughts because there's a lot of them that come after that in like 2010 and to the present day. So there's a huge list, and I just couldn't do it all. But I think that would be a nice start for us to get started there. But if you have something you want to add or you want to mention, let me know. Now, House Moving Castle, if you could, Turu, if you could give me a date on House Moving Castle. Um, I have heard about House Moving Castle, that it is really an amazing story, and I would love to one day see that. Just give me, if you can, give me a date on that, or anyone in the chat who's doing that. And Unicorn Rampant Studio says Keith E really cares. Yes, he does. He's wonderful, so wonderful to me, and I really appreciate him in my world. And so do you, Unicorn. You've been so incredible to the channel, and just like really fighting for my voice in the chat sometimes, and I just really appreciate that. Thank you guys. You guys are wonderful. And Volcano says, "Do you have a Discord? Then I can post all my albums links there. Now up to 62 albums with wow, 39, 20, 21 picks. I don't have a Discord. I I tried to use Discord, and it's like what I feel. It feels like another animal to me. Like it's like a totally different language. I do have Instagram. That's one I have. Is there? Yeah, I'm so sorry. Maybe I could figure out a way to. I don't know if you have another way of doing that. You're doing, sharing your your pictures. It sounds like it's going to be fun to watch. And Keith E says I had to reset. Um, all is good now. Oh, okay. Yeah, sometimes the computer makes you have to set reset. And Turu says uh, the voice actors in Howl's Movie Castle dub is amazing. By the way, I believe Christian Bale is Howl. Oh, really? Hmm. And Howl's came out in 2004, and and was an instant classic. Okay, 2004. All right, highly um, uh, suggested, and that is awesome. Very great. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Okay, so the way I'm going to do it, okay, let's see if I can share my screen because, um, and I'll just read off what I've got. So let's see if I can share my screen with you. Yeah. And so while I am operating the screen, I will not be able to um, uh, I will not be able to see what you're saying for a short bit. So just let's see. Turu also has another thing here. It says if you check out Cinemark's movie theaters, they play Studio uh, Ghibli's movies on the big screen, and a couple times a year they are doing Howl's Moving Castle soon at the end of September on the big screen. Oh, really? Interesting. Thank you for letting us know that. Thank you very much. Um, and okay, so wow, we're getting right into the list. This is great. Okay. Oh, where is it? You know how you have so many things open and it's just like all right. Animated family films. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Now, I didn't realize I think I've seen this like ages and ages ago, but didn't realize what it was, but it's The Adventures of Prince Ahmed and done in 1926. Um and there's also I don't have it on my list, but I should write it down. Um, the and I believe that might have been done in the 70s, but there's also it's like cutouts that they do with shadows and stuff. Um, and I think the other one that this is coming to mind is Baron Munchausen. I just don't know the year. I don't know the year of that one. But it's sort of like it's they're using cutouts to tell the story, which is really interesting. Of course, everybody knows about Sleeping Beauty, 1937, right? I'm sorry, is it Sleeping Beauty? No, 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 not Sleeping Beauty, but Snow White. Snow White. Let's get this correct. Hmm, I like this. I can change it, right? Snow White. Oh, next week I should have pictures for all of these. Then I've got The Jungle Book, 1967. So, oh, I'm right now covering all of the movies before 1970. So, all of the movies before 1970. I've got Alice in Wonderland, 1951. Pinocchio, 1940. Cinderella, 1950. 101 Dalmatians, put an S on there, 1961. Bambi, 1942. Sleeping Beauty, 1959. Peter Pan, 1953. Sword in the Stone, 1963. Dumbo, 1941. Fantasia, 1940. And Lady and the Tramp, 1955. Does anyone know of any more early animated films before 1970? Let me know, please do. Um, Let me know of any of those that you may find. That was a really special time for animation. Disney really started, led the way um, with Snow White, but they weren't the only ones out there doing it. So I think it's very important to research these things, find out what these earlier animation projects look like. Because I think that that's just something we should just know. We should know that Disney isn't the only one out there. And then even though at some point they ruled animation, and in many ways still do, just by default. And El Necron is in the house. Hello, El Necron. So good to see you. So nice to see you on that stream last night. I just was like looking through my subscriptions and saw this like live stream going. I was like, why not? And I really had a ball. I really did. So good to see you. And let's see. And let's see. And Keith E says Siri says hello to the unpronounceable, but she can't see your message right now when she's screen on screen when retro is on in full screen. Um, And Keith E says some of Disney's earlier stuff simply is internally politically incorrect today. Um, yes, 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 yes. But I don't. I guess I'm the kind of person who values all that stuff because it is part of history. We should know about that. If you want to, like, do a preface, before, anyone reads it and says, hey, this doesn't, things have changed since then. Fine, fine. But I don't think it should be buried. And I think that's what they're doing. They're kind of burying their good stuff. But it is the stuff that created a lot of the magic that we see, um, we saw in like the 80s, all those really great movies, animated movies from the 80s and 90s. Those movies really stem from the earlier work they did, and how great of an animation those, what they did to create those animations. Really, really great stuff. Really great stuff. And they were on, top of the food chain, if you will. And Nell Necron says, "My friends really enjoy when you're in the chat." Oh, so cool! Awesome. I love them too. They're amazing. Everybody is so kind to me, and it's just I don't know. I like that music, so I was having a ball. Oh, yeah. Oh, that's right. Frasier, he does use voice text. Elena Kronczewski, you and my friend Frasier should have a voice text conversation. Frasier has the most insane translations. Yeah, I mean Siri, just she, like I said, she does very good work, but on occasion, there are some issues. Simply Steve 68 is here and says 2D animation and the early 3D were the best. They were really great. They were really great. I loved like the mixture of both 2D and 3D together, like how they did in the Beauty and the Beast was incredible. Was incredible. Was incredible. So yes, if anybody knows of anything earlier than the 70s, please let me know. I will add it to my list. And so I'm going to continue on now with the 70s. I liked separating it out like this because then it's not in total order yet. I'll do that this week. Um, but let's see. Yeah, I will definitely do that in um, next week. Let's see. So let's see. Yes, the 70s, guys. We're to the 70s. All right. So Aristocats. You guys remember the Aristocats, 1970? Oh man. A Christmas Carol, 1971. I love this. I watch this every year at Christmas. Every year. Charlie Brown had a series of movies, and yeah, that they were all so touching and cute. I love Charlie Brown, and this one I've never seen before. It's called Thunder Clump, 1974. It is also I believe it's Polish, if I was not mistaken. I please correct me in the chat, but it's international, and so it is. It's one I really would like to see and check out. Like, what's the difference? And some I love international animation because they do things a lot differently than you would expect, and they have more fun with it. I think in a different way. Um, and we've got Oliver Twist, 1974. This is a great movie, in my opinion. Great animated movie. Then we have The Little Mermaid, 1976. Yeah, I bet everybody thought that The Little Mermaid was a Disney creation, but it's actually an old tale and uh, has been used many, 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 many times. So, the Little Mermaid herself is actually um, not copywritten. You can't. the movies are, but not her herself, the story about her. So anybody can make a movie about the Little Mermaid. I believe the correct term is public domain, as long as you don't take exact beat for beat things that happen in The Little Mermaid, in 1989, like or the recent, remake, like the songs or any of that stuff, um, and the happy ending, 'cause the ending isn't happy, not in the real story, and, yeah, this is actually a cute little story, it's really nice, and also gives you an idea that, hey, Disney likes to borrow, and, uh and that is, part of, like, seeing their interpretation of these films or of these stories is kind of, the fun of what they're gonna do. And I wish they would do that more often than doing, remaking, their classics, and I truly mean classics. These are what they did, in the '80s and '90s it was just mwah, it was if we could just like multiple kisses. Amazing. And we've got The Journey to the Center of the Earth, 1977. I've never seen this. So I would love to see this. I wonder if maybe I did and I just don't remember, but I want to see it. The 12 Tasks of Asterix, 1976, and that seems like it'll be a lot of fun. The Smurfs and the Magic Flute. I always thought this was done in the 80s, but no, it was done in 1976. Pete's Dragon, 1977. Lupin. Okay, so Lupin had a TV. Lupin the Third had a TV show, and I've been able to see some of that TV show. He's sort of like a James Bond character, um, but he also did some movies as well. So this is one of them. And Scooby Doo did a movie in 1979 called Scooby Goes to Hollywood. We've got Rudolph's Shiny New Year, and of course that's from Ralph. They were just on my. This is stop motion, if you will, stop motion animation, and Rankin Bass, 1976. Snoopy Come Home, 1972. I'm not sure if this is the very first Charlie, uh, you know, um, uh, Charlie Brown special, if you will, a Charlie Brown movie, but that was a movie. The Year Without Santa Claus, 1974. The Hobbit, 1977. I actually like this movie a lot. It is a big part of my childhood, but I know a lot of people just despise this movie. They say that it's horrible. And yeah, I don't know. I guess I have my nostalgia goggles on. We've got Winnie the Pooh, 1977. Watership Down, 1978. I've never seen that. I would love to see it. Lord of the Rings, 1977, another nostalgia piece for me. Santa Claus is Coming to Town, 1970. Oh, love that. Haunted Here's a Who, 1970. And they also did like a remake in 2008, and it has a small cult following. And this is one of my favorite, Charlotte's Web. Let's give Charlotte a nice little, there we go. Charlotte's Web. We've got Robin Hood, 1973. The Rescuers, 1977. Never saw that. And Jack Frost, 1979. A favorite of mine. Now let's see what you guys are saying in the chat. Um, Volcano says it begs to question if the earlier stuff was indecent or today's young generation has become prudish akin to the Victorian age. I think the latter in this case here. Interesting. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I like to be able. I think I think if you look at it with a fair mind, and meaning you take in consideration of the age and the time and the period, it's okay. Like, you don't have to get upset because it's not happening today. It's not saying like somebody just came out with a movie today that was exactly the same. There were there this was done in, a long time ago, and there were certain things that were not acceptable that were acceptable back then that's not acceptable today. And like that's something to like take in to be fair about. Let's be fair about these things. Let's not throw away a movie where people worked on the costuming, people fed their families. There was artistry done on many of these movies that helped to build the stuff that we love today. And so, like knowing all that, then you can look at these films and say, it did what it did, and that was the movie of its time. That was the movie of its time. That was what they did at the time. We don't have to get mad at Hollywood for not acquiescing to today's values back in the 30s. It's just it's not fair. What is fair? And so I absolutely think maybe one day we'll get to that point when there is that kind of awareness and people can look at things fairly. Keith E says, a few months ago, somebody accused me of being a drunk and slurring my speech in a chat. That's funny. And Simply Steve 68 says, this gem. This generation doesn't like the older stuff. They want their own mark on the industry, same as previous gens. True, true, true. Because when I was coming up, there was the older generation who was like, "You guys don't know what you're talking about," and we were like, "Yeah, but we know what we're talking about." And so there was a lot of that same thing. The same thing that's happening to the younger generation is the same thing that happened to us when we were trying to introduce new ideas and new philosophies and present new ideas. It just it's the churning of the generations, right? And there is change. There is change to be had, but in that change, I hope we don't burn or destroy our history in order to make people happy and feel safe. Like, no one's coming to get you. That happened in the past and it's gone, right? So, like, to really like to settle, like, it's not happening today. That was something that was happening, that happened a long time ago. We're okay now. We're okay now. Um, and let's deal with the real things that are going on today. And Keithy say you have to determine yourself what's right and what's wrong, right? True, you do. You do. It's up to each individual. And Barry On says sad ending on that Little Mermaid cartoon. If I remember, yes. Oh my God, the tears. Oh my God. Oh my God. She went through it. She went through it, and fate was not kind to her, okay? Not kind to her at all. Justice for the Little Mermaid in 1976. Oh man. And Simply Steve 68 says, love Asterix. Wasn't Asterix like the cutest thing? I loved that cartoon. And Unicorn says, Snow White, Brothers Grimm, The Little Mermaid, Hans Christian Andersen, Sleeping Beauty, Perrault. Yeah, I think it's, um, I think that's the other piece to a lot of this. Um, a lot of people think that a lot of this stuff was created by Disney. It's not. It's actually public access. Any one of us can make a Sleeping Beauty movie. Any one of us can make a movie about um uh uh the Little Mermaid. We could make a movie about the Snow Queen. It's all public. Um, it's all available to public domain characters, and we can play with those characters. Sherlock Holmes, right? Anybody can make a movie about those. But I think because Disney has, created these incredible pieces of work that now are the epitome, like this is Cinderella, like you can't like get out of the shadow of Disney's version of Cinderella. Even Disney can't get out of the shadow of their own creation. And so that is so important for a lot of people coming up and youngsters too to know that these stories are available for everyone. Disney is not the say all and be all of this kind of content. And you'd be surprised how many people are in their 40s are not aware of stuff like this. They actually believe that Disney has control over all of this stuff. So when I hear people say things about, this movie that was done, like Snow White, that was done in 1937, I'm like, the story of Snow White is very, very old. And it's talking about a time in which everything was different about the way we live, and it's kind of beautiful to be able to take a glimpse back into that world again. So I think it's very we all need a history lesson. It seems we have to keep on talking about history because I think a lot of people are not aware of history. They're not aware of history and how it matters. And Simply Steve 68 says The Hobbit and the Bakshi made Lord of the Rings plus Rankin Bass Fellowship of the Ring, Return of the Ring. Yes. Okay, so wait a minute. Fellowship and Return of the King. Those are two different. Okay, did I write those down? I don't think I did. Let's get that down too as well. Because I know I got The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings, but I didn't get. Let me get this here. I've got a lot of notes galore. So okay, so we've got the Return, the King, and Fellowship. Okay, so we'll see if I can find those. And Keith E says, "Save the Pig." Yes, Charlotte's Web. That's one of my favorite movies. Oh my god. They played it for when I first saw it, and they played it for us in school. And I just remember just the magical feeling like, "Oh, this is so nice." And the relationship between Charlotte and um what was his name? Herbert. What was his name? The pig. Um he was so like their relationship was so sweet, and it was a very nice lesson about friendship. It was really about uh uh this incredible friendship. I was like, wow, I want a friend like that. Yes, Wilbur. The thank you, Steve. 68. Yes, Wilbur was so amazing. I loved him so much. I loved their relationship. Unconditional love. That's what it was meaning to say. Unconditional love. It was just so great. So great. Volcano says, I wonder how Disney would today tell the tale of Max and Moritz, William um, Bush, without utterly butchering the content. Oh, I don't know that one. I don't know that story. Oh, I need to do some research. And Simply Steve 68 says, can only make our own movies if we own the creative rights. Sadly, currently Disney owns them, regardless of who actually wrote them. Well, if you can still, I mean, there's been like The Little Mermaid. There has been so many movies made with The Little Mermaid, as long as you don't use the songs and you don't have the same ending. You do everything that is from the Hans Christian story. Um, they own the rights to their creative version, meaning the outfits that they put on. Because like Sleeping Beauty is another one that's been remade. Um, what's the other one? Cinderella has been done to death. Even, and I really loved, uh, Drew Barrymore's who's n not everybody says you shouldn't like Drew Barrymore for some weird reason. Um, she did a fantastic Cinderella story. Um, and, I believe that was in the early aughts. Also, who else? There's so many different versions of Cinderella that's just ridiculous. But yeah, if you decide you wanna make Cinderella with a blue dress and you wanted to have her sing the same songs, um, you can't. Um, and also there is also uh the musical version of Cinderella. That has its own rights too. Those songs and stuff go to those right holders, but that's not I don't believe that's Disney unless they bought them. They may have bought them. I don't know. It's been a while. And say Simply Steve 68 says Rankin Bass didn't make Two Towers. That was split between Fellowship and Return. Um, and yes, and then, oh, Danny Staten is here, says, "Greetings from South Carolina." Oh, wow. Yes, thank you guys for telling me about Wilbur. And, Danny says he's, watching while he eats. And, Unicorn says, "Charlotte's Web is about death, abandonment, and the best you can do is remember those couple of good times you had." Whoops, sorry. I won't go on and on. I'm like I did about losing Qui-Gon Jinn. No, you're fine. Yeah, that's basically yeah, I mean, and the thing I really love too, like their friendship, and then the loss also too, and moving on. Um, I think they didn't quite get it, like, they did a Charlotte's Web too, and I'm like, "You guys don't understand the first movie." It was so weird, like, they did not understand the first movie. The first movie was so deep, had so many layers of lessons in it, especially, for Wilbur, like, overcoming his circumstances and, like, making friends with everyone he could to try to make that happen. He wasn't, about, like, just accepting it. He fought for it, and he begged people for it, and he really he manifested, all the help that he got. So, yeah, there was a lot of things going on in that story that was just, so good, and the music was just so great. One of my favorites is, the rat in and I don't like rats, but the rat at the the fairgrounds, and how happy he was to be, surrounded by garbage and lots of food, and it was just great. Um, and, Kate E says, "Tammy, I hope you're not eating pork chops." Siri just wants to say, uh oh, Danny. Okay, Danny, yes. Say Tammy. I was like, "Who's Tammy? Where am I missing something?" And, Danny is having, grilled chicken rice and gravy, and I'm having my meal replacement. Yay! 'Cause I didn't get a chance to make anything today, so meal replacement. Let's see, and, DJ, Hellhammer says, "Isn't rice and gravy a Southern thing?" Ooh, is it? It tastes good together, I think. It tastes so good together. And, Simply Steve 68 says, "In Charlotte's Web, Templeton, yes, was voiced by Paul Lind." Yes, absolutely. That so good, Templeton, he was and I like I said, I'm not a fan of, creepy crawly creatures, but he was fantastic. Fantastic. Fun and, yes, a joy to watch. What a song, what a sequence too. That was such a wonderful sequence. Um in the whole thing, and he did it for friendship. Well, he did it for greed, but he also, you know, he did a great thing, um, and uh, believe that I'm not sure. Yeah, he did do a good thing. He was a good guy after all. And Volcano says, Max and Moritz is a children's story told in pictures from 1865, written by William Bush. The boys, Max and Moritz, are brats and committed a lot of atrocities until they received the ultimate punishment. Oh, wow. Incredible. And Unicorn is thanking Simply Steve for mentioning Charlotte's Web Templeton. Yeah, it's great. What a character, man. Love that character. Um, we need more characters like this. More characters like that. And so, let's see. Um, wasn't though, like, let's just say this: the '70s was a great time for cartoons and animated movies. Just a wonderful um, time in general for that. Well, I don't know about you guys. The weather is starting to change around here, and of course, my allergies are acting up. So I need a moment, if you don't mind. And it's been a while since I played this, but yeah, I need to. Hold on a second. Oh man. Okay. Let's see if we can get to the '80s now. The '80s. Oh, let's see. I see another comment. Whew. They are really getting me today. Brogu says the friendship between Charlotte and Wilbur teaches us that individuals from different backgrounds can be friends. Nice. The world has a birds of a feather flock together mentality, but that doesn't have to be the case, I believe, is the rest. Yes, I absolutely agree 100%. Like, I don't have to be you don't have to be exactly like somebody else in order to be a friend. Uh, and that is exactly that. They couldn't be more different. A pig and a spider. It's just so different, right? Also, this is a movie, and I am so afraid of spiders, like super, super afraid of them. I was cool with Charlotte's Web. I'm totally cool with Charlotte's Red Web. You would think I would be like, no, I would never want to see it. I am totally cool with watching Charlotte's Web. Plus, more, okay, her voice was so beautiful. Charlotte's voice was just so beautiful. Gonna get teary eyed just thinking about it. Just thinking about it. And Simply Steve 68 says allergy timeout. Yes, yeah, it's bad. It's bad today. And Kitty says, just call me Wilbur. Aw. All right, now let's get to the 80s. The 80s. Let's see if I can find it. This isn't the best setup for me. That's why it takes a few minutes for me to catch my bearings. Okay, so the 80s. We've got The Adventures of Mark Twain, 1985. Never saw that. Rainbow Bright had a movie, 1985. The Secret of Nim, 1982. I know a lot of people love this movie. I have never seen it. Uh, maybe because it's about like little rodents or whatever. But I need to see it. Yeah, it's look, nostalgia. Everybody's talking about it. It's 1982. Come on, give it a chance. So I need to see it at some point. Then we've got a movie from the Care Bears. We've got now this is one I never seen before. It's Foreign Nausicaa 1984. Never saw that one. Would like to check it out. The Flight of Dragons 1982. Little Nemo 1989. Never saw that one. Dogs Go to Heaven 1989. I guess I was like, it must have been the time period because I definitely didn't see most of these movies. Um, The Great Mouse Detective 1986. Never saw that. The Star Chaser 1985. I do believe I've seen this one. I think the complete title is like the something of Orin. Uh, and My Neighbor Totoro. There it is, guys. 1988. Um, so that's for Turo, who asked about that earlier. The Last Unicorn, which I reviewed on this channel, 1982. G.I. Joe had a movie, 1987. The Fox and the Hound, 1981. The Snowman, 1982. The Transformer movie in 1986. Oliver and something. I can't remember the rest of it, but it was in 1988. Does anybody remember this movie? Oliver and something. I think it starts with a C, like Coop or something. Cooper, the Coop. Of course, The Black Cauldron, 1985. An American Tale, 1986. The Little Mermaid, 1989, which was, of course, very, very beloved by everybody. I loved it too myself. The Land Before Time, 1988. It's a movie I never saw, but I've heard great things about. And I think that completes the 1980s. Um, what do you guys have to say for the list so far? Simply Steve 68 says, National Institute of Mental Health. Nice. Nice. Okay. Simply Steve says, Oliver and Company. Okay, let me jot that down. Oliver and Company. Let's see. Company. This time I'll write it out so I can see it. um, oh, look, Maddie's daddy is here. Hello, how are you? And Simply Steve 68 says a take on Oliver Twist with dogs. Ooh, interesting. Yeah, I never saw that one. Yeah. Well, anybody have anything to say about the the animations from um, the 80s? Anything at all? Anything I forgot? Anybody know of any ones that I forgot? Absolutely, positively. Okay, well then I'm gonna go on to um, the 90s. Let's see if I can see. We'll go on to the 90s. I'm sure there's got to be more. I didn't write that complete of a list. So in the 90s we had We're Back, a Dinosaur Story, which I did do a review for that one. And let's see, Toy Story, and I just put the entire franchise in with Toy Story 1995. This is my favorite one, guys. Hercules. I love Hercules. Every time I watch this movie, I cry like a baby. And you're like, "Why?" It's an action adventure story. It just hits me in the heart. It really does. It just hits me in the heart. Or it like right in there. And also Anastasia is another one that has me like crying all the time. I mean, we're talking about 50 tissues, snot bubbles. Like, it's really bad. It's like, "Oh, I can't believe that's happened to her." It's really bad. And that one song, "Once Upon a December," that's it. Talk about just the tears, the tears. Both of them were done in 1997. And, Lion King, 1994. Mulan, 1998. That was really good. I like that one. I also like Lion King as well. These are the this is the greatest hits, right, of Disney. Aladdin, 1992. Pocahontas, 1995. The Iron Giant. Oh, let's put a T on that. Iron Giant, 1999. The Nightmare Before Christmas, 1993. A Bug's Life. I love this story. And you know what? I did love the other movie that came out about the same time that was about the same kind of thing, but was a lot grittier. Ants, 1998. There's like a moment where one of the characters dies and it's like it is brutal. I was like, "What am I watching right now?" And just the tears, like, I cried in that movie. A Bug's Life, not so much, but I did entertain it was very, very entertaining. And, of course, there's, like, um, uh, superior CGI for used on the A Bug's Life, to be very honest with you. Um, DuckTales, 1990. Thumbelina, 1994. We've got Tarzan, 1999. Beauty and the Beast, 1991. Prince of Egypt, 1998. Another one that gets me. There's a song that Mariah Carey and Whitney Houston sings together, and I'm like, it's just really, it's really bad. Plus, one, I do love the story of Moses. I think it's one of the most brilliant stories ever written. It's just great. And let's see. I believe there we go. Uh, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, another teary one, another one that will make you wanna cry. And the Goofy movie, 1995. Swan Princess, 1994. Fern Gully, I've never seen Fern Gully. A lot of people have said it's great. Never saw it before, ever. And, James and the Giant Peach, 1996. Alright, let's see what you guys have to say. 90s Toy Story? Do I have it right? I thought it was 1990s. I thought so. Am I right about, Toy Story, the date on Toy Story? Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Keithy, you might be right. I don't know if it is, the 90s, but I think so. I think the first one came out in 1990s, if I'm not mistaken. Let me, let me check really quickly and see. Toy Story. Um, yeah, 1995 was the first Toy Story movie. Um, and so, and Simply Steve 68 says, Robot Carnival. Yes, thank you. See, this is what I need. I need this. I need this. Yes, Robot. I've never seen it. I really need to see it. Um, and is it good? Do you know if it's good or not? I've heard that it's good, but I don't know. I can't tell you because I didn't see it. Maddie's daddy says that I work with one of the animators of Anastasia. Wow, that's pretty awesome. Wow, that is really awesome. And, Keith E says, "I got the right, okay, I got the right decade." Yes, yes, 1995. And, Keith E says, "Who framed Roger Rabbit?" So, I was conflicted if I should add it on there. I know there's animation in the movie, but the whole movie isn't animated. Does it belong on there? Let me know, guys. Let me know if you think that Who Framed Roger Rabbit or movies like Cool World, Who Framed Roger Rabbit, if they belong on this list, because there's a significant amount of animation that's being done in those films. Should they be also added onto this? And Maddie Daddy says, "The Iron Giant isn't Disney." Yeah, I don't think so, right? I think you're right about that. But we're just talking about um animated stuff in general. But yeah, I think you're right, and I don't know. It seems like it would be a Disney thing, if they haven't owned it yet. And simply Steve 68 says there weren't many studios other than Disney putting out anim, animated films in the 90s. Yeah, there weren't, but there were a few. I believe that, like, Don Bluth, he was doing some stuff, and, of course, Studio Ghibli, um, Ants, yes, with a Z. Thank you for that, with a Z. Let's get that since I have it. Um, Let me fix that really quickly. Thank you for that because, with a Z, yeah, ants. Uh, we want the most complete list possible. And let's see, Simply Steve 68 says, "Was the other like Bugs a Bug's Life? Were you thinking of?" Yeah, yeah, A Bug's Life and Ants. They came out at about the same time, and they were um they were really, like, similar, but I thought they were very different in my opinion because one had, like, war and well, they both had war in it, but it was different. It was very different. And they were entertaining for different reasons. But a lot of people really do, like, put down the Ants movie, and I think it's a little rough. They shouldn't be so harsh on it. It was actually really good, the story at least. And Maddie's Daddy says anything directed by Brad Bird, Iron Giant, and The Incredibles, Ratatouille. Although the second two were in the 2000s. Yes, yes. And I do have them on my list. Yes, Brad Bird. Amazing, amazing. Um, and Maddie Steady says, "Who framed Roger Rabbit saved the animation industry?" Ooh, my goodness, I didn't know that. I did not know that. I might need you to have to come on here and tell us the story. And Keith E says, "I'm not bad. I was just drawn that way." Oh, I love that line from that movie. Oh man. And Volcano says, "Cool World was great. Loved Kim Bassinger. I really enjoyed it. I love the story behind the scenes of what the movie was supposed to be. That storyline would have been crazy good." Um, and for anybody who hasn't seen my review on Cool World, I do go into detail about it, and there's, I believe, pictures as well, drawings of what was intended. It was really going to be dark, and yeah, Ralph Bakshi, what an incredible guy. And Simply Steve 68 says Robot Carnival was segmented with some parts voiced from others not where the action speaks for it. Yes, RNG, it's good if you like automations. Okay. And Brogu says 1984, the Lion King. Oh, did I have the wrong date? Let's see. Um, yes, I've got the right date. Okay. Um, and Keith is saying, I'm saying Terminator for Grogu. And Maddie said, he said, I'm an animator. Roger Rabbit saved animation. The studio execs thought that audiences had lost a taste for animation and were planning on shutting it all down. Oh, that's why you see both Disney and Warner Brothers characters in Who Framed Roger Rabbit. Oh, wow. I didn't even know that. I did not know that. Thank you for that information. That's really, I mean, that's really ridiculous. What Roger Rabbit wasn't that 88? That was way too soon for them to try to give up, right? That was way too soon for them to try to give up in 88. And just around the corner is Little Mermaid about to kick off a brand new era right there. Wow, 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 wow. History is incredible. Don't you? Isn't this nice to learn new things every day? Oh, look, it's William Blake Hall. It says, "Hey, gang, I'm surprised to be here, and a movie I saw turned out to be pretty short. Plus, there's only one family friendly cartoon movie I like after all. Oh, which one is that?" And Frodo says, "I'm saying, don't forget to hit the like button for Keith E. Oh, that is sweet. Nice one. Nice. Oh man, I love the banter you guys have in the chat. And actually, I might as well just do that thing. Yes, like if you're liking the content, just go ahead and smash the like button. That helps me a lot. And let's see. Okay, so we're finished with that. Let's see. William Blake Hall says, we're what, alphabetical, chronological, going by directors. We're doing it chronologically. We got some good ones before. So now we're on the 90s. We're about to hit into the early 2000s, the early aughts. We're just cruising through this list, and of course, next week I shall have pictures to go with everything and be more presentation like, and any extras that you guys suggest to me. And so William Blake Hall, I don't know if there's any way to get through all of them. Um, yeah, but we did have quite a few of the earlier ones. You can just shoot out anything that's interesting to you. Maddie said, he says, after Who Saved Roger Rabbit did so well, the execs decided that there was a buck to be made and never licensed their characters out again. Ooh. Wow, this is great information, Maddie's daddy. This is really, yeah, yeah. William Blake Hall, yes, seriously cool information. I love it. I love it. This is, this is incredible value. To know this information. And Keith E says, "Thank you, Brogu. You got me and Siri making." Yes, Siri's she's trying her best, isn't she? And Hamlet's Tragedy 89 is here. It says, does anyone think that there will ever come a time when classic Looney Tunes humor will return, or was Bugs Bunny lightning in a bottle? Ooh, it might return. You never know, because it depends on, you know, what happens in the zeitgeist. Things change. They always do. Things always change. So you never know where it will change to. Simply Steve, no, we're not alphabetical. We're going alphabetical. No, we're going by year, and we've gone through. We're up to the 90s. We are going to do the 2010s really soon. Maddie's daddy says there were a lot of Disney movies that did poorly, most notably The Black Cauldron. Yes, I heard that some people said it was good. Um, and he says it was really because of interference from the suits who kept saying, "Make it darker, make it darker." Ooh, ooh, interesting, interesting. And I think that's why a lot of people do like that movie. He continues on and says, so they thought that more modern audiences were just too mature for animation. I mean, the thing is that there always will be children in the world. There always will be children in the world. Tomorrow, the next day, after that, and after that. There's always going to be kids. So you got to make content for them. Okay. I mean, they have to have something, right? And Volcano says, we are tiny, we are toony, we are a little loony. And William Blake also says, Steve, thanks. Chronological or alphabetical, I'm right on time, I think. And 1996 Space Jam. Okay, so are we allowing these? I think so. That's the decision, right? So we're gonna add Roger Rabbit, 1988. We're gonna add Space Jam, 1996. And I'll put down Cool World. I think that was 1992. I think. So Maddie's daddy continues on and says, so Bugs Bunny was a direct response to Walt Disney's rules for animated characters, whereas Mickey was of undetermined age, as with generic American accent who never talked to the screen. Oh, interesting. So Bugs Bunny did like try to do the exact opposite of what the mouse did. Incredibly. Yeah, I like it. The simply, I mean, also too, look, it is that variety we enjoy. We enjoy the variety of those things. Like things seem to happen uh, to Mickey Mouse, right? And then he finds a way out of it. But Bugs Bunny is like he goes out there and he causes the trouble. It's a little, he's a rascal. He's a rascal. He's a rascally. And simply Steve 68 says, then you didn't say heavy metal 1981 because that isn't a family friendly film. It is definitely not a family-friendly film, but we will do a, mature audience, um, or mature, animated movies, and there's quite the list. It's not I don't think it's as long as this, but, it would be really great to get inside, to really have, like, a good juicy conversation about those movies. Um it'll be really a lot of fun. And William Blake Hall says loved the Lloyd Alexander books that the Black Cauldron was based on. Maybe I'll just stick with the books. And he said, so Bugs was from Brooklyn and always broke the fourth wall. Of course, you realize this means war. Yes, of course you realize this means war. Brogu says, that's my favorite line from him too. Brogu says, was heavy metal a family movie? If so, we should include it. And so he says, sorry everyone, I never shut up about animation. That's wonderful. Are you kidding me? We love that around here. I'm a nerd. I love that stuff. William Michael says, I usually like my animation a bit hard, like wizards, heavy metal, not necessarily family friendly. Yes, well, we are definitely going to have a retro discussion about all those movies, and most of them I have seen, not every last one of them. So, um, and I will definitely allow on that day only us for to be able to speak candidly about these things. Or William Blake Hall says, "They discuss the animation freely as you please." Yes, we love it. We do. We love it. And Maddie Daddy says, "No bugs. Didn't cause the trouble. He never did anything to Giovanni Jones, the opera singer, but until oh yes, you're so right. Until Giovanni Jones broke Bugs's banjo over his head. Daffy was the troublemaker, wasn't he? Yes, Daffy was definitely the troublemaker. But somehow, I do consider Bugs Bunny a little bit of a rascal, a little bit, just a little bit. Uh, he goes, "Ain't I a stinker?" Simply Steve 68 says, "It's called breaking the fourth wall style, um, when the character talks in to the audience, the camera." In the movie show, yes, it's wonderful. I love when characters break the fourth wall, um, and it just sort of sets up like, oh, this is something I really, this is a whole lot of fun. This is just fun between me and that character. Um, and then there are some people who can do it too much. I typically don't mind it at all. I know some people it just takes them right out of the process of watching something, but I love it. I love it every time. And, Keith E says, I love well, first of all, the characters talking to me, like, they're actually including me in the story. So I love that. Keith E says, Maddie said, ooh, wow, 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 we had a jump. Maddie said, I love the other side of the page, information. Yes, it's great because a lot of times we don't for the public, we don't know anything. Things just happen and we just assume things, but we don't know. We don't really know. But it's nice to hear someone who works in the industry who knows their history and knows what's going on. Burgle says 1993, The Nightmare Before Christmas. What do you say, guys? Family enough for you? Yes, I did mention it. Yes, it's in one of my favorites. Love that movie. The songs in it are great. The stop motion animation. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love it, love it, love it. Absolutely fantastic. Give me more. I was always looking for a Nightmare Before Christmas part 2, and they never did make it, and I'm like, "No." I wanted, like, an entire, like, universe, a cinematic universe from Nightmare Before Christmas. Simply Steve 68 says, "New rating for animation should be NFF, not family friendly." LOL. Maybe, yeah, maybe that should be it. Maybe that should be it. And Manny's daddy says, yes, Bugs was a rascal, but he never initiated the trouble. It was only when somebody did something wrong to him that he used his super intellect to get even. Yes, you're so right. You're so right. He was. Um, that is probably the best way to describe him. He did do things only as a response like, when the hunter came after him and he was Elmer Fudd, and he was like, it was he only got back at him, and he did so many like passive moves too. He wasn't really like going out to get him necessarily. So yeah, I hear what you're saying. And Botanical Brother says, "Hello, RNG, Mama and all. I always thought Bugs Bunny was based on Milton Berle. They like cross dress often. Well, maybe so, but I don't know. I never saw those two together." And Victor Montero is here. Uh, uh, Vitor. Is it Vitor? Yeah, Vitor. Hello. What a wonderful name. You have a great name. So great to see you. Suit saying, make it darker, ends as if you say you want all the gravy, but then say, actually, I hate it, but don't bring me a new steak, but just beat it out lightly and a blunt butter knife. With a blunt butter knife. Oh, my rating is all mixed up. Sorry, guys. Yeah, yeah. I'm not sure. I have to see the movie before I make any comment on it, but I've heard from some people that they really like the tone and they really enjoyed it. But yeah, uh, it's kind of interesting because I think that was made for couldn't be made for a kid. You're gonna scare the heck out of a small child. Whereas you can, Little Mermaid, a little 4-year-old is gonna love it, love it. And he said, I could do an hour on One Froggy Evening. What's One Froggy Evening? Is that a movie? Watch it not be a movie. I'm writing it down. Okay. And Keith E says, you just have to live with my hotel and restaurant stories. And Vitor says, thanks, Maddie. Maddie's daddy. Now I got my hello, my baby stuck in my head. And William Blake calls says, Maddie's daddy. Did you see the chest bursting at the coffee shop scene in Spaceballs? Oh, yeah, that was a great one. Love that scene. Virgo says, did anyone say 1998 Small Soldiers? If so, sorry if I'm repeating it. Ooh, Brogu, you make a point. You make a point. You make a point. And that's like live action, but a lot, those are all animated, right? Um, yeah, I really do love that movie. I really do. I really do. Um, William Blake says Small Soldiers was a live action with stop animation. In any case, we have 5 more years to go. Yeah, and also I believe a lot of it was there was a lot of CG in that too. They did a whole bunch of different modalities in order to get that going. Keith E, you're not. No, you're not good to go. I never heard of it. Uh, uh, Never heard of mm, never heard of it. Not sure what that meant, but the Siri probably getting something wrong and mixed up. William Blake Hall says, Small Soldiers has Kirsten Dunst before she had even kissed Spider-Man. Nice. And Rogu says, I don't know if this friend is family friendly or not, but I love 1995 Ghost in the Shell. Oh, yeah, that was total no, well, that's is that no, because she's naked in a scene. She's she doesn't have enough clothing in a few in a scene or 2. And, Unicorn Rampant Studios, gives a $10 super chat. So sorry I can't participate more as, uh, much as much as I love the medium animation, I have no group positive memories associated with any animated features from before my 40s. Big hugs though. Oh no. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, well, thank you for the super chat. And of course, I do have a thank you. Um, Let me know if you want a unicorn or a puppy today. Let me know. Do you want a unicorn or a puppy? Let me know. Let me know. Waiting to hear. Unicorn. Okay, yes. All right, let's get you a unicorn. Unicorn, where are you? Here we go. Thanks so much, unicorn. And William Blake Hall says, "Glad to catch you. Thanks for representing the Burke." And Maddie Stace says, "The one frog evening was singing and dancing frog. Oh, from Warner Brothers, the frog magician J Frog became the logo character for Warner Brothers Network." Oh, oh, so cool. I didn't know that's where it was from. But I do remember the frog logo, that dancing frog. And, yes, and that is in relation to, when, William Blake Hall, mentioned that scene in Spaceballs. Um, and, Unicorn says, "We have a beautiful city mostly." Speaking of the Berg. And William Blake Hall says, "Looking fine today. I do appreciate." Oh, okay. You guys are chatting amongst yourself. Okay, about how nice it is where you live. I wish I need to visit there so much. And Volcano says, "Ghost in the Shell is so brutal. I need to see that one. I know I almost have to give back my nerd card. I haven't seen that one." And Vitor says, "Thanks on the name LOL." And yeah, people overrate most production miracles. Sometimes impressive things can happen, but trying to cure the tone in post tends to fail. Control it during productions. Ooh. Or before, like make it very clear, beforehand what the theme is supposed to be, and stop messing with the creative vision. And that's really the part that always messes up a lot of productions, is like, oh yeah, change it, from what it was originally supposed to be, and then the creative person is no longer really truly invested in this, like, Frankenstein thing they've got going on now. It's, not their original idea. Unicorn Rampant Studio says, "Don't be sad." And Botanical Brother says, "And Anuta Raki and his board to protect the next. I'll be working in a coal mine going down, down." And yes, the unicorn. Um, let's see. And 19 Volcano said, "Did we have the last unicorn 1982?" Yes, we did. Yeah, absolutely. And yes, I reviewed that movie. And Brogu says 1998 Prince of Egypt. Sorry if it's been said already. Oh yes, we did say that one. We did say that one. Okay, I think we have a few more minutes um, to go over the next group uh, of on the list here for the 2000s, guys. We finally made it to 2000s. Woo! We had a lot to say about the 90s. All right. And so we've got A Christmas Carol 2009. Now, The Christmas Carol with Jim Carrey, I think this is a good um, recommendation for a weird thing I was just thinking. Um, I love this story. I think a lot of the work in here is really good, but because of the time period, was just like they needed some help with some of the CGI stuff that they were doing, and I wouldn't mind a remake. using all of the same voice acting and this the same everything. Just remake it. Because they were trying out some stuff around this time that just was really aggressive. And I think what they may have learned some things from that movie, but it just the product was a little too clunky for a lot of people. I don't I watch it every year. I love this story. I watch it for the story. But I think for a lot of people, it's an eyesore, and I wish it was more appreciated. So, especially the performances, Jim Carrey does an incredible job in this film. There's Atlantis 2001, yeah, Titan AE, which I've forgotten what year it was, but definitely around the same time. Emperor's New Groove, 2000. I love this movie so much. I love Yzma. I love it. She's like, "This better be good." I love that. That's my favorite line from her. I just love her temperament and everything. There's Shrek 2001. A lot of people love it, and this would also include all of um, the sequels as well. Cars, I was never a really big fan of Cars. I saw it maybe once. It was not my favorite, but I know that a lot of people love this movie. A lot of people have a nostalgia for Cars. And Ratatouille. I managed to see Ratatouille about maybe 5 years ago and was actually really blown away by it. Again, I don't like critters, but the way that this movie is animated and how tender the story is, how you get so deep into this character's desire to become a chef and just like how well it's written. It it just really won me over so much. Happy Feet 2006. I never had the pleasure of watching this. I know a lot of people like this movie. Caroline 2009. Um, I hope I'm saying her name right. Or maybe I don't have. Um, I'm not sure if I'm saying it right or if I've got it spelt wrong. Um, but it's the movie with the girl with the button eyes, or people. There were people with button eyes. I tried to see this movie, and it was very hard for me to really see it. It's scary. I don't know if it's for children. They may have to like. This one was a little tougher, but I think if you're a kid, you probably are easier to see a movie like that um, than maybe if you're an adult. I don't know. There's some things that when you're a kid, you're able to see more than you are when you are an adult. Then there's Ponyo, which I've heard really great things about, and haven't seen yet. The Fantastic Mr. Fox, 2009. Again, this is another one I haven't seen. I was too busy doing other things to see a lot of these movies, to be honest. Shark's Tale, 2004. Spirited Away. I've heard again, this is another highly, regarded movie, that I have not seen yet. 2001. Wallace and Gromit. Um, I believe it's the case of the um, the Were-Rabbit, 2005. I've heard good things about that. Chicken Run, another one that I haven't seen and that I heard really good things about. I guess I didn't see them because the whole mouth thing really freaks me out, but they all have like the same mouth thing. But I guess so. I definitely think I should watch those. Um, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. I love this movie so much, and I actually really love the sequel as well. Very, very good movie. I love it. Where the Wild Things Are, 2009. I did not get to see that one. Meet the Robinsons, 2007. I did see it and I did a review for it on the channel. The Corpse's Bride, 2005. I did not get to see this one. At least I saw part of it um, but I should see the entire movie. Bolt, 2008. This is actually one no one talks about Bolt. No one talks about Bolt. And it's actually really I thought it was a good story. I thought it was a good story. It's very, interesting to me. Um, Up, 2009, I was actually late to the party to see, Up, but it is definitely very touching and a great story. Kung Fu Panda, I also saw this 2008. It's decent story. I know a lot of people love that movie. Brother Bear, I never did get to see this, 2003. Lilo and Stitch, 2002. Definitely a favorite of many. Joseph the King of Dreams, 2000. Never saw that one. The Princess and the Frog. This is another one I was very late to see, but when I did see it, I absolutely love it now. The Polar Express, 2004. Believe it or not, I absolutely love this movie. I see it every year. It's again, this is another one I would say the the CGI animation is a little rough, and sometimes a little scary, but I do think that the performances were wonderful. And if they could do that thing I said, basically get the voice acting and everything and the sound, don't change anything about it and just update the special the CGI. Yeah, that would be really awesome. But knowing and like any studio, they'll just redo the whole thing. Um, and it probably just redo the whole thing because of licensing. Also, there's like contracts, people that they have to sign, all sorts of stuff like that. Um, Treasure Planet, 2002. Um, that one I never did. I see that one? I don't think I saw Treasure Planet, but I've always wanted to see it. A Christmas Carol, 2009. I did love that one. Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Is that the same one? I think I did already. This is one I already mentioned. I already mentioned this one. I already mentioned Finding Nemo, 2003, and Tinkerbell, 2008. Now let me see what you guys have to say about all of those movies. There's a lot. Oh no. Okay. And William Blake Hall says, "Oh, we skipped my movie. Which movie was that? Yeah, which movie was that?" And Bogu says, "1991, An American Tale, Five Goes West." Yes, I have that one. And William Blake Hall says, "After my movie, 1995, I was just hanging on Pixar kicked in." Um, and Simply Steve 68 says, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, 1996. I think so. Yeah, I think is it? I think, did I say the wrong time on the wrong year? Um, did I say the wrong year? Um, that's what I have there. I don't know if there's another date for it. Let me know if it's right. William Blake Hall says, Titan AE, I did like. Oh, cool. And All Dogs Go to Heaven, Botanical Brother mentions. Yes, I've got that one. Um, and let's see. Maddie Sadie says, my friend who animated Anastasia also worked on Titan AE. Ooh. And Maddie Sadie says, Emperor's New Groove is gold, isn't it? It's funny and it's just, it's very tender, very, I I just love that movie. Just love it. Self-sacrifice, it's just incredible. Um, William Blake says, thank your friend for me. Yes, thank him for being a part of something. Two great movies. And Simply Steve 68 says Titan AE and Treasure Planet 1999. Yeah, okay. Um, a bit mixed on 2009 Christmas Carol, says Vidar. Um, Motion capture of the time, meh, and felt too much like a ride and less like a fable. But it's an old uh, fable, so I understand wanting something new, but enjoy the watch. Yeah, I did. I really liked it a lot. I liked the because I see all every single Christmas Carol, okay? Just I have to admit, I'm like complete nut job when it comes to A Christmas Carol. I haven't watched one I didn't like. That's crazy. And I've watched so many of them. I should put them all together on a list sometime. But I do love them so much. And so that one is really special. There is something special about that one. And I believe I mentioned one um I believe it was 1971. The that one was is really beautiful too. Just there's a point in the movie that just makes me want to cry. Oh, okay. So Simply Steve 68 says Coraline. Thank you. What did Caroline? Guys, you gotta laugh sometimes. I laugh at myself some of these times. Very on. Thank you, guys. Thank you everyone for helping me out there. And Viter says not being, but actually I'm in doubt. But is it Caroline or Coraline? Yes. Oh, let me make the change now. Coraline. Before I forget. Um, I knew something was not right, with this, I was like, this is not right. I knew it. But, thanks for straightening everything out for me, guys. Really appreciate it. And, William Blake says, "I love the Wallace and Gromit, adventures." Oh, really? Okay, I need to, watch those. And William Blake says, "Where the Wild Things Are was live action, an odd choice." Well, I think it's because I think it was added because what Where the Wild Ones, because the characters like mostly animation, isn't it? I don't know. I'm gonna look at it again and make that, but I think you're right. It may not belong on the list. It's really tough to figure out like which ones. I mean, do you even add like all the MCU movies? Because there's a lot of animation in those. Like, how far can we go with this? And maybe we should draw a line at something. Wex Luther says, "What up, retro? Nice to see you, Wex. Uh, how are you today?" And open season 1, 2, and 3, says Simply Steve 68. And Over the Hedge. And um oh, William Blake Hall mentions Hoodwinked. And I loved Hoodwinked. Yes. I loved Hoodwinked. That was actually good. It really was. I loved it. And Simply Steve 68 says also Hoodwinked too. Also, wow. Yeah, I like those. I like those. And William Blake Hall says Sky Captain of the World tomorrow had an animation. Oh yes, those robots weren't real. Oh man. Okay, so I'm gonna have to draw the line somewhere. Because yeah, I have to figure that out. We're gonna have to figure that out. Because I'm not sure that would work. And Victor says, sorry, Vitor says, I only entered when you were closing the 90s, so I missed it. But I gotta give Disney's Hercules some more love. I'm a sucker for Greek mythology and the Hydra sequence. Yes, 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 was so good. Yes, I love that. I love that scene so much. Because like the minute you think it's over, it's like, oh no, you're just getting started, kid. And it was just great. Oh, there was so much to love about that movie. It's my favorite Disney movie, believe it or not. It is my favorite one, and it my favorite, maybe my favorite animation movie. Um, is Anastasia, which is not Disney, but I mean, it's just insanely, that was insanely good. Um, and yeah, Hercules, amazing. I don't know how they're gonna do this live action. I'm not excited about what I'm hearing so far. Brogu says, "RNG, I'm not joking. But I wanted to know if there was a Terminator anime, so I looked it up, and Netflix was going to create a Terminator anime series back in 2021. Oh, cool! Actually, I'd be down for that. Absolutely, love to see an anime. That would be really great too. I'm in. William Blake Home, my movie was 100 problems with has a hundred problems with its history, and its true story is a bit cringy under scrutiny, but I don't care. I'm a fan of Pocahontas 1995. Oh yes, oh yes, yes. I think you came in after I mentioned it, but yeah, it is a very most loved story. Um, And, there's some parts of the animation that's so beautiful, so beautiful. Some of the backgrounds and the scenes and scapes and stuff, it's just gorgeous, so beautiful. And, Keith says, "Not being funny, but any Chuck Norris animation?" I do believe he did do a TV show at one point. I don't know about movies. So, I would be very, very curious as to, any Chuck Norris appearances in a movie. But he did have his own TV, animation show. And William Blake Hall says, "Many Chuck Norris movies are cartoons in their own right." Oh, man. Imagine if Canon did a film, an animated film. My goodness, it would be out of this world. Katie says that's funny. William Blake Hall says, "Steve, thanks for mentioning Over the Hedge as one that gets unfairly forgotten." Oh, I did I not write that down? Over the Hedge. Thanks for bringing that back up again. And Brogu says, "I love the Christmas Carol with George C. Scott." Oh, that one's great. Oh yeah, that's a great one. He's excellent in that. My favorite, favorite one, guys. My favorite one is the one with Albert Finney that was made the year I was born, 1970. And it's amazing. I love it. It's a musical. I know. A musical is a hard one to love, but I love it's just it has my heart. It has my like me and my mom, when we sit down and watch that movie, we sing along with the songs. Okay. We are into that movie. So yeah, that and Annie, oh my god, together. Stop it. Albert Finney, love you forever. R.I.P. And Vitor says Cusco fits all of the prerequisites of a Disney princess, as per Ralph Breaks the Internet, Emperor's New Groove, breaking gender roles and stuff. LOL. Yes, and I really feel like it would be really cool if they did a Disney princess, because what you would put like Aladdin, right? Because he's kind of like a pseudo prince. He becomes one. Remember, he has that big scene where he's a prince, and just like have some fun with it. Let's do it up. I wish um, uh, uh, Disney would celebrate its wins, and it just doesn't seem to understand like its own property and what they could do with it. Um, Oh, the Outcast Creative is here. Hey, says, "Hey, Retro, just popping by to say hi." Oh my goodness, so good to see you. Hope you're doing very well. Oh, look, 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 look. Darth Plato is here. Hello, how are you, Darth Plato? So good to see you guys. Oh my God, thanks for stopping in. Um, and Vidor says, "What's everyone's favorite Wallace and Gromit shorts features included? For me, it's Wrong Trousers. I love that penguin villain. LOL. Oh wow, I need to bone up on my Wallace and Gromit because I am completely out of the loop there, and I need to learn these things. I'm ready to learn." And Simply Steve 68 says, "LOL, the first open season had Martin Lawrence voicing the bear." Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that. And Maddie's daddy says, "Although the Hulk in Avengers is a digital puppet and in many parts animated by an animated, I think it falls into the digital visual effects category." I think so too. I think at some point, like I think Cool World and Cool World and um, Roger Rabbit, they're special, right? They have like that's a special category. Or live action people are working with 2D animation, sort of in this sort of interesting world that's created. And I don't know if there are any other like actual like integrated story plots with that involved. That's why I'm really on the fence. Yes, Space Jam is another one where they actually use 2D animation. It just becomes a little much because a lot of those, yes, they are animated characters like in all of the characters in Marvel, but I don't know. Yeah, we're crossing a different territory because it's supposed to be live action. I don't know. It's not really considered an animated movie. William Blake Hall says, 2003 Sinbad Legend. Oh, yes! William Blake Hall, high five. For real, okay? Yes, 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 yes. I do love that movie, okay? Uh, I do, I do. Yes, 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 yes. It is, it's it's so great when you see, something that you really love, uh, and, like, you're reminded of it, you're like, "Oh my god, yes." Yeah, it was really great, and there was another movie where Sinbad but there was another movie with 2 guys. I believe Brad Pitt is one of the guys, and they had to go to Mexico to find treasure. Does anybody know of this movie I speak of? Does anyone know of this movie I speak of? It's like 2 guys, something for the El Dorado. Uh, oh gosh, it's on the tip of my tongue. Vidor says we're getting into deep philosophical waters with what is animation now. Yes, I mean, is Thanos, like movies with Thanos, who's a fully developed CGI character, is he like, would he be considered in there? And Simply Steve 68 says Barnyard from Nickelodeon. Oh, okay, I didn't know. I never saw this one. Barnyard 2007. Okay. Um, that's go right on my list, Simply Steve 68. And Rue says, "Nothing says family friendly like Terminator animated series." Yes, yes, that will have to be for the grown up version, like the Animatrix, too. Like that, all that stuff is going to be for grown ups. And Volcano, even though it's like it's coded for grown ups, really. And Volcano says, Ray Harryhausen stop motion legend. Yes, yes. And so, like, there is some stop motion I would view it to put in this category, but it's like I'm not sure if, like, you can't put, like, Jason and the Argonauts on there, as much as I would like to put him on I put that on every single list. Love that movie so much. Viter says, "If you're not getting Kevin Sorbo aged, um, be damned for live action Hercules and Lucy Lawless age, for Meg. Don't care X, uh, particularly ironic." Well, um, I don't know. I don't think of those 2 in that kind of role. I think they're, like, so different. Um, but I could see how you would, if you wanna add those people and make them make them fit somehow. But I would definitely wouldn't mind I don't mind who they choose for those actors. It is the quality of the film that I'm really concerned with, because I definitely don't, you know the cartoon had something special. It had something really special, and I don't know if they're able to capture that again because they're gonna put a lot of stuff in it that it doesn't need, like today's politics is probably gonna put, like, today's like, they wanted to make it like a TikTok thing, like, I'm starting to get a headache just thinking about it. I don't wanna think about it. William Blake Holmes says, "Spider, I'd probably single out the wrong trousers too." And Barry On says, "Chuck Norris Karate Commandos, I think." And, William Blake Hall says, "Barry On, you're right. Karate Commandos, 1986. Norris promoting self-defense, spelling, not so much." Oh, so is it a movie or is it, uh, is that a movie? Let me know if it's really, a movie. Viter says, "Oh, Aladdin is, the one with me. I want more princess song. Isn't isn't he? I want more. I don't. I think I want more. Isn't that the Little Mermaid? I'm not sure." And Maddie's daddy says, "I considered Cool World and Roger Rabbit to be animation because the characters were drawn on paper and pencil. Ooh, no mocap or anything like that." Okay. Mm, I agree. I think so. Keep me says Outcast has 3 great interviews with people in the entertainment industry this week. Absolutely. So if anyone wants to check out Outcast Creatives um, channel, do go on ahead and do so. And he also did a wonderful interview with Tim Thomerson. What was it, like almost 3 hours or maybe a little bit more? It was great. And what an actor! He's just incredible. And my favorite thing that he was in Nemesis. That's really crazy, but he was in a lot of amazing movies. Um, Writer says, "Road to El Dorado." Yes, that's it. That's it. That's the movie. That's it. I love that movie. Yes, Maddie's Daddy. Thank you, Maddie's Daddy. Thank you, Writer. Thank you, William Blake Hall. You guys are so sweet. Thank you. Everybody yeah, trying to help me. Thank you, Brago. And yeah, Viter says the Rock and the Hydra are probably the only monsters that immerse us in their hugeness in the animation that I recall. And anyone think of any others like that? Um, hmm. Yeah, I think those are like the biggest challenges that I can remember. There may be others, but I thought for me, like, the main piece of it all that really, like, was, like, the heart for me was just, Hercules, uh, Hercules's need to feel like he had a home. It was so, like it was so moving to me because I was just like, "Oh my god, please find this guy a home." He just wanted to be accepted and be loved, and he wanted to be home, and he finally did get it at the end, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen this movie that's what is it almost like 30 years old? It's just really like, touches my heart so much. He's oh, I love that the main song, um, that, that he sings. Oh, it's so beautiful. It makes me cry every time. And then, of course, at the end, we've got Michael Bolton singing the song, and I'm like, oh, more tears. Just it's like a just like river of tears. Like, oh, oh man, that really got me. And Simply Steve 68 says Road to El Dorado had Pitt voicing Tulio, I believe. Yes, yes, he was. It was Brad Pitt and one other person. I forgot the other individual. Keith E says we don't need no stinking Brad Pitt. Road to El Dorado. We need him for that movie because he was great. um, um, and Manny's daddy says, "Wasn't it called Back to the Barnyard?" What is that? What the full name of it was called? Let's see. I'll write that down. Okay. This is going to complete my list so nicely. And Rhino says, "I mean, if Rambo and RoboCop got an animated series, um, I'm not sure, but I think they did. I think they did. I'm not sure." But I think they may have. William Blake Hall in the 80s. William Blake Hall says the two leads in El Dorado were voiced by Kevin Kline and Kenneth Branagh. Oh, really? Really? Wow. Okay, so wait a minute. Well, then, which movie was it that Brad Pitt did the voice for? I'm so I'm like, wow, thank you, William Blake Hall, for finding that. And Maddie's daddy says, Jimmy Neutron, boy genius. Yes, I should have remembered. I was holding off not watching that movie for a long time. And when I did, I was like, oh, this is good. Yeah, really did like it. I really did like it. Um, and V is here and says, I liked Call of the Wild. Uh, do you have a date for that movie? Yeah, do you have a date for that animated movie for me? That would be awesome. And Barry on says Karate Commandos was a cartoon TV show. Yes, that was yes. And Rogu says, William, you're just amazing. I wish I could remember details like that. And Simply Steve 68 says, the movie was just Barnyard. The series was on Nick, but Back to the Barnyard. Oh, so the series was called Back to the Barnyard, but the movie was called Barnyard. Oh, okay. Can you right, okay, so and that was 2007. Okay, got it. Now we're straight. Now we're straight. Keith E, sorry, my comment was just to get my favorite movie quote. But I don't know. Siri never passed up the opportunity to say we don't need no stinking badges. Okay. And William William Wyckoff says, Rogu, I live in a world of Google and I am DV and do quick checks. So that's a big chunk of how I do things. Oh, okay, yes. Google, of course, right. And thank you for doing the research because now we're all smarter because of that. So thank you. Thank you very much. Balto. Okay, did anybody see Balto? I did not see Balto. Um, I did not see Balto. 1989, you say? Thanks for having the date for me. Um, yeah, I never saw Balto. So if anybody knows if Balto's any good, let me know. If I should add that to my watch list. Brogu says, "You're still amazing, William." Okay, that's one of the okay. That's one compliment of the year for you. And Maddie's daddy says Kenneth Branagh was the other voice to Road to El Dorado. And oh, did Kevin Kline play the the other guy? Oh, thank you, Biter. Yes, William. Okay, okay. Now it's all falling into place. Yes, William Blake Hall is right. Pitt was Sinbad, the animated one. Yes. Okay, got it. Got it. Got it. In the brain, it goes. And yes, Maddie saying um, and Maddie says um, and it's just sort of like just when his career was like peaking, like was starting to like head out. Um, and let's see, William Blake Hall says Balto was voiced by Kevin Bacon. Oh, cool, cool. Um, yes, okay. Woo! And so yeah, that is what I have so far um for 2009. Um, for the 2000s. Now I do have quite a few for the rest of uh my list, but I didn't get a chance to put it on here, but I could read them off to you. It's going to be a little all over the place, but it's from 2010 to the present day. All right, so we've got Brave 2012, the Lego Batman movie 2017, Raya and the Last Dragon 2021, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse 2018, and the subsequent movies, Kung Fu Panda 2011, and all the oh no no, Kung Fu Panda came out already. Oh, never mind. I already mentioned Kung Fu Panda. Puss in Boots 2011, um, and also the other one 2012. Mars Needs Moms 2011. You know that movie, a lot of people it didn't like it, but I liked that movie, Mars, Needs Moms. It had an old school flavor to it, and it was silly, and I did enjoy it. Of course, there's Frozen 2013 and its, sequel. We've got the Lorax movie, 2012. We've got Minions, 2015. We've got, Finding Dory, 2016. Rio, which I didn't see that at all. Let me know if anyone has seen Rio, 2011. I birds. I wasn't really interested. I was like, "What is this?" Despicable Me, 2010. The Grinch, 2018. I really liked that version. There's a nice version of Carol of the Bells, which I just love. I love that song. And so they did that, and I was like, "Oh, I love it." Tears streaming down my face. Monsters. I forgot what year Monsters was done, but yeah, that I love that movie, and also Monsters University, which was quite good. I did enjoy that. We've got The Incredibles 2014. Did I say that already? No. We've got Big Hero 6. Oh my God, talk about the tears. 2014 for Big Hero 6. Robots. I don't remember the year on Robots, but I did love that story. Wally, of course. It's one of the best movies, one of the best animated movies. Is like so touching, and just has this huge social commentary that's just incredible. Inside Out 2015. Tears, tears forever. Where are my tissues? And a lot of people liked Cars. I did see Cars, and I wasn't such a big fan of it. But I know that a lot of people really do love that movie, Cars, and all of the sequels after that. We've got Kubo and the Two Strings, Zootopia, 2016, uh, which I liked. Coco, 2017. I did not see that one, and I should. Megamind. I love that movie. So funny. How to Train Your Dragon 2010. I never saw it, so I have some catching up to do. Rise of the Guardians, 2012. Never saw that one, but I've heard good things. Moana, 2016. Rango, 2011. I actually saw Rango in the theater. Um, I liked it. I thought it was okay. Paranorman, 2012. Never saw that one. Home, 2015. I believe Rihanna voiced the main character. Never saw that one. Super Mario Brothers, the movie that came out this year. Heard good things about it. Wolf Walkers, 2020. I'm fascinated by that movie. Want to watch it, and I hope it is for families. I'm not sure. I have to double check if it really is for families. Encanto, 2021. Book of Life, 2014. It has a very unique animated style. So, yeah, I'm curious about it. The Good Dinosaur, 2015. Sing, 2016. I've got The Secret Life of Pets, 2016. Wreck-It Ralph, 2012. I loved Wreck-It Ralph. Really, really good. Uh, and also the sequel. I have not seen the sequel. Boss Baby, 2017. Onward, 2020. I heard that's another one that's really like get your tissues ready. Hotel Transylvania. I've seen that and a couple of sequels, and they're decent. 2012. Romeo and Juliet, 2011. Oh my God. I love that movie so much. So good. So good. Winnie the Pooh, 2011. Uh, Legend of the Guardians. Is that the same one as The Rise of the Guardians? Legend of the Guardians, 2000. Oh no, I know this one. Legend of the Guardians, like a Christmas story. Love that one. Yeah, I love that story. I've been watching it every single year. What am I? Peter Rabbit, 2018. Um, and that's all that I have on my list. I'm sure there's a lot more, and I can't wait to see what you guys are saying about all this. But it is. Let's see. You guys, whoa, 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 whoa. You guys left a lot of comments for me. Um, let's see. Uh, Simply Steve says, Balto was kind of a combination of All Dogs Go to Heaven and Call of the Wild, really, as far as animation goes, really. And Maddie says, did anyone say all dogs go to heaven? Oliver and Company, The Great Mouse Detective, and An American Tale. We're back. Yep, I got all three of those. Yes. And yes, sirree, all of those. And Maddie says thanks. Yes. Let's see. Keith says, 2025 Retro Nerd Girl takes on the world. Yes. Woo! Absolutely. Oh man. And and Vidor says, Puss in Boots, The Final Wish, or what it's called, the last one, deserves a shout out. One of the best from from the century. Really? Okay, so that's what I've been hearing. That last Puss in Boots movie was really good. Okay, so I'll make sure to like separate it out. I'll separate it out. And Maddie's daddy says cats don't dance. So underrated. Is that the name of the movie? Cats don't dance. I'll write it down. All right. And Simply Steve 68 says yes. And he says the film was 1996, but there was a film called the same name in 2000 about a dog in the snow. Oh, I think you're talking about Balto. Okay. William Blake Hall says, for me, The Grinch is always the TV movie animated Chuck Jones, narrated by Boris Karloff. Hello. Why did yes, yes, yes. I didn't write that down. Thank you, William Blake Hall. I did not get that one. That one was, I believe it was the 1970s, right? Uh, yeah, I mean, it's a classic. It's like I watch that every year, period. Like every year. That is like a hands down thing I must do. I look, guys. For those of you who don't know, I absolutely love Christmas. I'm like sick for it. I know. I know. I need to get some psychiatric help. There may be some drugs that I could take to help me out with my unbelievable love for Christmas. But yeah, I do love Christmas. So Christmas movies, yeah, love them. And when Blake Hall says, "I'm keeping my eye on you, Wazowski, Wazowski. Why did I want to say Wazowski? Ice Age. That's right, Ice Age. Yeah, and a lot of people like those movie and the Peanuts movie. Oh yeah, okay. So I did put it. I did talk about Charlie Brown, but yeah, why not? I'll definitely single out the Peanuts movie because um, that's one that I've heard a lot of things about that people like. And William Blake Hall says Inside Out. Yes. Oh my God, love Inside Out. I absolutely adore. Just incredible. Uh, like whoever was writing that story was just like they were on fire. They were like, "I need to write this story. I need to write it right now." It was really good. It's really good. They just had something wonderful. And Victor Biter says, but serious in terms of putting 2020 stuff into live action Disney Hercules, that could work since merchandise jokes were in Hercules. If it's clear those things are silly and don't fulfill Herc. Yeah, yeah. And mm, hmm, I'm, I don't know. It can be cleverly done. It can be cleverly done as long as it doesn't get too stupid. I like the idea of Hercules being set in the ancient world, though. I really do. I don't like the idea of Hercules being set in the modern world, even though there are modern ways of telling the story and dealing with the story. Like I I really would love to see that ancient world and him doing all of these like incredible things. Maybe we need another Hercules story altogether. Just because Hercules is a great character in just in general. But yeah, that's what I was. I hope they understand exactly, the pulse and the reason why people love Hercules. That movie in particular, and not mess it up. Maddie said he says Cars in Maddie's favorite movie. She just turned 3. Okay, so that's a lot of little kids liked Cars. It really did touch, hit a chord with a lot of young kids. And so, yeah, Cars is definitely one that, and I've seen them and I'm like, they're cute, like the cars and everything, but I'm just like, oh man. The sequels are really funny too. Like the sequels, they get really silly. Um, so that's the cool thing about all of this history of cartoons. there's a lot for kids to watch these days. Like when I was coming up, right, when we were coming up, it wasn't there was really like whatever the television had, like whatever was on television, that's what you were able to watch. Now you can pop in like your child's favorite thing to watch, or you can introduce them to something brand new, and it's just wonderful, like to see a kid just light up and love something. So good, so good. Reminds me of the old days of being a kid and just, seeing some of these movies, and seeing some of these, like, cartoons. I remember I saw, like, a special, like, Buck Rogers movie, TV movie, and it was so good, and I was like, "Oh my god." I loved it. Um, I think it was, what, 1979? I forgot. Um and, William Blake Hall says, Zootopia and Coco, yes. I did I fully see Zootopia? I thought I saw it. I better see it again just to make sure. And Coco, I did not see, but yes, I'm so glad that there was um some somebody likes has suggested Coco. Um, it looks really interesting to me. Um, Simply Steve 68 says should have divided these between 2D and 3D live action mix. I was going to, but then there's so many. Um, I don't know. There's so many that fall into the same kind of category, even though it's like slightly different of being animated or not. Now, okay, so the Smurfs movies where they're in live action and they're computer generated. Tell me if that's animated or not. Please tell me what you guys think. If the newer Smurf movies that were done in the in the early what aughts, like whether it was 2010s. Let me know if you think those are animated movies, because most of it is animated, right? And, or maybe, like, if it's 50% animated or, like, I don't know, I don't know, you guys have to help me out. Brogu says the 2007 B movie. Okay, I think I saw that movie too. Um, and I think it's been copied, so I've seen some, bootleg versions of this movie as well. Um and 2013 Animatrix. Now that one I'm gonna, because that one is skewed more grown up. I think it is like skewed more grown up. So I'm gonna put that one. I'm gonna save that one for when we cover mature um uh mature one. Hotel Transylvania. Yes, yes, I got that one. Yeah, I got that one. And similarly, Steve says dinosaur in 1998. Is that the good dinosaur or is it different? Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know. Writer says Cars is not the best Pixar franchise, but the films are underrated. Take their themes to the finish line. Good matter of seeing he's seen as an idiot in two was oh my god, I'm having a problem reading this. Was Buzz finding he's a new toy level scene. Um Trying to like decipher this. Um Take their themes to the finish line. A matter of seeing he's seen um yeah, I'm not quite getting that one. Oh, look. Zach's here. Hello, Zach. How are you? Oh, yes. Monsters versus Aliens. I loved that movie. I really did. I really did. Yes. I did love that movie. Uh, And Simply Steve says gaugo. Yes. About owls. Yes, the gaul. Um, and Maddie says, "RNG, if you ever want to talk animation, I'd be honored." Oh yes, well it looks sounds like we need you because you have a lot to lot of information to share there. And Simply Steve 68 Land Before Time series of movies. Yes, they did do a lot of movies, didn't they, for Land Before Time? And then he says, none of you have seen The Cobbler and the Thief, but it's among the best hand-drawn animation. The, the Cobbler and the Thief. Oh, wow. Um, is it not out or something? And William, I'm not sure I'm not sure if it's not showing me what William said. Um, Maddie says, the songs were sung by Tony the Tiger. Um, trying to see where I, yeah, I'm not seeing William's comment in reference to this. Maddie says that you don't need help. You're adorable. Thank you. You're so sweet. And I said I was shocked at how good the Peanuts movie was. Okay, I was really expecting it to suck, but it was great. Oh, cool. I'm gonna have to see this movie because yeah, I've been hearing nothing but great things about it. And Burley says I love a Mr. Brothers Christmas. Oh, a Miser Brothers Christmas. I believe I saw that. Yes. Yes, let's write that down. Yes, I saw that one. Yes. Um, and William Blake Cole says a joke stuck in my head from Hoodwink. Hood is with the police and says, "You can't arrest someone for just being creepy." The cops look at each other and makes a call and asks, "More coming." Um, the cop asks over the phone, "You know that guy that we have in jail?" A voice answers, "The creepy one? Yeah, let him out." Nice, 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 nice. Similar to the Smurfs movies, I've classified them under live action mixed. Yeah, I mean, hmm. Yeah, this is a tough one. This is a tough one. This is a tough one. This is very tough. Um, I think they actually I don't know. I don't know. Um, and Biter says, oh sorry, meant matter. Um, mm, yeah, the chat is moving really fast today, so I'm losing context on what some of the questions are, what the comments are. Some for some of them. I was talking about the Call of the Wild. Okay, there's an live action in 2000. Okay, did I write that down already? No. Call of the Wild 2000. Okay. Got it. Thank you, V. Thank you so much. Um, and Simply Steve says Dinosaur was all CG animation about a dino that gets separated from his family. Oh my God, tears already. Okay. And you said that was 1999. Okay. Oh wow. Um, and Maddie said he says, "Did Jill covered flushed away?" No, no. Yeah, didn't I didn't get that one. Um, And my daddy says the cobbler and the thief was the passion of master animator Richard Williams, who framed Roger Rabbit. It took him years, and then finally, two-thirds of the way through, the bean counters took it away. Oh no! This breaks my heart. Actually, I'm sorry. Um, yeah, I hate when you're like. See, this is one of the reasons why I always like doing everything myself. And of course, that's the wrong thing. You know, you do need help and you do need those big studios. But if we could on our own do stuff, it's great. But it's impossible to do because it's, well, it's not impossible. It's hard to do. It's hard to do. Um, and for the people who have been able to create their own projects, their own passion projects, and actually get them done. Because even with all that, like even if you did work on something and it went through, there could be, like we talked about before, those changes. Like, oh well, can you make it funnier? Uh, can you, it's too serious. We have too much emotion here. Can we just cut that back and make it more funny? I imagine somebody said that about Hercules, like some of my favorite songs and some of my favorite moments. If we get that moment, can we make it funny? Like, that like, but he's an Asian is here. Hello. Says hello, retro nerd girl. Sorry I got here late. Oh well, we're wrapping things up, but it was so great to see you. And he says retro nerd girl, my comment about Tony the Tiger singing the songs was in reference to how the Grinch stole Christmas. Boris Karloff was the speaking voice. Oh, excellent detail. Yes, yes, yes. Because that movie is so good, so good. Uh, Definitely sets the tone for the way The Grinch is perceived today, right? And, just had so much charm. And Boris Karloff, right? He just was so amazing, doing the voice for The Grinch. And the singing voice was excellent. Yes, thank you for that bit of information. And let me go back and see. I'm just gonna let me see if I can go back and see the name you wrote. Um, there it is. Songs were sung by Tony the Tiger, uh, Thorl Ravenscroft. What a name, Ravenscroft. I'm changing my last name right now. Ravenscroft. I love that last name. Simply Steve says, "Mater mend matter, mater not matter." LOL. I'm not sure what that means. And Keith E says, any movie. And also, thank you, Maddie's Daddy, for clearing that up for me so I can understand. And Keith E says, any movies on the cusp, just put them on the end of the list as honorable mention. Things like that should or shouldn't be there. Ooh, I like that. I like that a lot. That really makes a lot of sense. Thank you, Keith E. Bringing some logic here because I'm too close to figuring out. And Vitor says the cobbler and the thief uh, was the director for years, as all sort of actors like Sean Connery were in talks at some point. Um, uh, it had a theater studio metal version and a couple of other versions since. Oh, okay. So what I'm getting from you is uh, that for years Sean Connery was supposed to be in talks to um, be one of the actors. I gotcha. Yes, I gotcha. And I say, Daddy says, Flush the Weight was an Aardman animation with Hugh Jackman, Kate Winslet, and Ian McKellen and Andy Serkis. Oh, really? Yeah, don't I did not see that movie. So it's on my list now. It's on my list now. And 1988, Paper House is is an odd dark fantasy. It's live, but drawing is crucial to its action. William Blake Hall says, "Is it grown up? Is it mature, or is it?" When I say mature, it doesn't necessarily mean like it like explicit, but it is are the concepts uh easy for children to figure out is uh, a question for that one. Paper House. I'll write it down. uh, Write that down. And um and um and William Blake Hall says Thorol Ravenscroft is no relation to Abner Ravenwood, father of Marion Ravenwood. Yes, of the wonderful series we all love. The For me, the three movies of Indiana Jones. um, and Asian Agent says, "Was Brother Beer mentioned?" Yes, yes, yes. Voiced by Phoenix. Very emotional moments. Yep, I got that one. And Thurl, not Thor. Thorl. Yes, Thurl. Is it written Thurl, or is it written Thorl? Is it pronounced Thorl? And everyone's saying thanks to Steve and Thurl. Okay, Thurl voice. Oh, Moonbeam 87, just right at the end of the show. Says Thurl Ravencroft voice during the time was also in the Stallone and in the small one. Stallone in the small one and the Aristocrats. Hey, Retro. And Simply Steve says he also was the voice of the vacuum cleaner in the first Brave Little Toaster movie. Yes, got it. And Paper House is for kids, but it's fairly dark material dealing with a bad father. Okay. And Maddie Sally says, Watership Down, pretty scary, but great movie, not for kids. Ooh, oh, it's not for kids. Okay, so I need to put Watership, because I mentioned Watership Down. So Watership Down. Okay, so I got a note to put that in the mature list when I get that when I do that series. And Movie says yes, Thurl Ravencroft was Kirby and the Brave Little Toaster, and Phil Hartman was the AC. Love Hartman. Rose says, "Good night, everyone. Good night, Retro Nerd Girl. Enjoy your weekend, everyone." Oh, good night. You have a good one. Thanks for being here. And part of the conversation was so great today. Um, and yes, guys. I think this is really a great episode. Next week, I'm gonna add more stuff to it. There's like a whole bunch more that just popped in my head as well of movies, and there will be pictures to my slideshow, and it'll be or an actual slideshow next week, and that'll be a lot of fun. And I'm not sure if it will be uh two more parts to it, or if it's just going to be one. We'll see. I'll see how the list is going, and then I'll figure out exactly how much. Oh, look, what? Simply Steve says there were two versions of Watership Down, the 70s animated and the more recent CGI bunnies. Oh, so we're talking about two different movies. Ooh, this is getting interesting. Okay. The movie 87 says I own Watership Down. I saw it when I was 5, but it's pretty mature film for a G-rated film. Loads of rabbit death. Okay, that's definitely gonna go with, the mature. Yeah, we're gonna do that for the mature. Um, and V says, film luck was really great. Um, and, um, okay. Yes, okay, so I'm gonna go, I'm get going. Guys, this was awesome. I'll let you guys know. Let me just, really quickly run down the schedule for you guys of what's coming up next. Um, let's see if I can do this really quickly. Um, coming up next. Uh, so what's coming up next? We've got Soylent Green tomorrow night, guys, 4 p.m. I am so excited. I love this movie. Soylent Green. We know. Yeah, Soylent Green. My undying love for Charlton Heston is just so prevalent. Love that guy. Love his acting. Just he was just so amazing. I'm actually reviewing another movie that he's in, so I'm really excited about that. Ahsoka. Let me see who's next. Okay. After that, next week we're gonna go through the same cycle again. Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. So we're gonna look at Ahsoka episode 6 on the 20th. On the 22nd, we're going to be going through our next animated movies. Just going to go through the list and add more. We're going to add pictures. We're going to do the whole thing. It's going to be fun. And then we're doing Lost Boys as our watch party on the 23rd. I know initially we're going to do Silent Running, but something came up, and one of our friends in the chat uh, needed that day is going to be doing something else. And I really want them to be there. And that is our wonderful friend, William Blake Hall. So he is going to be able to hang out with us for Silent Running the next Saturday. So I made that switch for him. Because we want you to be there, William. And so that is the schedule for now. I am so excited about what's coming up next. Um, and I'm going to get going, guys. So I have that 3-minute video in which you guys can leave your last comments. Any last movies you want to sneak in there I've neglected to mention, and anything that is coming to mind for you. Well, just go ahead and throw that in the chat, and I will highlight it during the video. And without further ado, my friends, I bid you adieu. And I will see you in the next video.
Retro Nerd Girl, you are clear for takeoff.